Oh my god, can you not go 20 meters in the internet without stumbling upon how crazy bad Star Wars Jedi Survivor is? And you know what? I've played the game for about 17 hours now. I'm close to finishing it. I have done a lot of, side content uh, beside the beside the campaign, but beside the story. I've gone through a lot of different areas in the game, and you know what? People complain about things like performance and bugs and all these things, right? But I'm gonna today tell you about one thing in the game that nobody is complaining about, and I would say personally is the biggest flaw in this entire video game. And it's shameful to see a company as big as EA or as talented as Respawn to still fall for this kind of pit, this space in game development that is just so easy to avoid, so easy to not do, or when you do it, to fix it. And it's still in the game, and I doubt it's gonna be fixed. It's no bug, it's it's no mistake. It's literally just intentional problem with the game. So right now I will play you exactly, without any edit, without nothing, what happens in the game. Okay, so that doesn't sound too bad, right? That's not what's wrong with this, you may ask. So I will now play you literally the same amount of volume that is in the game, just pure raw gameplay, nothing else.
Seems we gotta climb the rest of the way.
Okay, and now I will play you this again. I will play you the intro again. Every time you open this video game, you literally get blasted by this intro in a way that I can't even describe. Usually on my second monitor I have, videos playing, sometimes just, to just to look at something else every now and then. Usually when I, start the game, I pause the video, but every time I bring up the game, every time I play the game, and this plays, this intro plays, I have to set every video that I have, usually on 25% of the volume. I have to put it on the 100 just to hear something else than this music, this intro. It's crazy. It's just, honestly, I can't believe that nobody's even talking about it, or if anybody is talking about it, nobody really cares, right? And it's just one of those things like, yeah, sure, maybe performance problems are on PC, maybe the game didn't release in the best state, and maybe they should have worked on it a little bit more so that there are no frame losses, there is no game-breaking bugs, the game doesn't crash. Sure, all of that we can all agree on, but starting a game with this blasting in your ears, unskippable intro, by the way, that's just amazing. Just the brains on these people, of all the things they could have done, of all the things they could have fixed, they had to put this loud ass intro in this game every time. And honestly, I've turned off and on the game about, let's say 10 times since I played it the first time. And every time I play, like this intro plays, I literally am considering just alt F4ing and not playing today. Every time I hear it, because it blasts my ears, and you know, my ears are like, that's like, my eyes and my ears are the two senses that I would never trade in my life for anything. Anything at all. You could not give me money, you couldn't give me anything possibly in the world. I would trade you for hearing and my sight, right? That's the two things. I would rather be, you know, I would rather be like, I don't know, less intelligent person without like the power of speech. I would rather be, you know, not be able to talk ever again than lose my hearing and my sight. And to be honest, every time I play this game, every time I start this game, I feel like that's happening. I feel like I'm not gonna walk away from this experience with my hearing after it's finished. So, you know what? You all keep complaining about how the game, you know, has poor performance, how we can't reach 20 FPS when we are walking around the map in this particular corner, because for some reason the computer just can't, you know, load up something, and every time you're in the main area of the game is unable to catch breath and run at least 60 FPS because it keeps loading something. I don't know, it just keeps loading. It never stops loading. Do you ever stop to think that before you even started the game, you could have legitimately went deaf? You ever think about that? Nobody. There's no articles, there's no Reddit posts, there's no YouTube videos about how loud this fucking thing is. It's unbelievable. And honestly, you know what? At this point, I've had enough of like these AAA billion-dollar worth companies not putting the effort in, not, you know, not doing things the right way. There are a lot of indie games that are just much better with these things. You know what? I've never played, you know, a platformer or a solid, you know, I don't know, like, can you think of a video game you enjoy, like, to play every single day of your life that you would always rate 10 out of 10 that has an intro this loud? I don't know. I personally, I think it's just like something we shouldn't, you know, we shouldn't let them get away with it anymore. And did I mention this game is not $60, it's $70. That's the retail value, without any addition, without any additional pre-order bonus enjoyment, right? It's $70 and it attacks my ears and I didn't even get to the menu yet. It's, I don't know, it's unbelievable. I think, you know what, if this wasn't a Star Wars game, nobody would buy it because nobody would be able to get through that goddamn annoying intro. So yeah, that's just like, you know what, I felt like maybe I could have today talked about something that actually matters, that actually is important, because believe it or not, we use our ears much more often than we use our eyes, and being attacked by a company that, you know, can do anything they want at all. Like, they could literally just do any game, they could do anything, right? They could improve things they've already made, but instead they create a new title for $70 and it attacks me. It attacks me every time I play it, every time I start it, right? It just attacks my ears, and I had had enough. I had to say something. I feel like, you know, I can use my platform for something that matters. So now I'm telling you, this has to stop. We have to do something. We have to start talking about this more. It's insane. I don't know. I barely can contain myself to talk. I'm just upset about it. And yeah, this is something that we need to address more. We need to start interrogating people, questioning developers before they release their games. Did you set the intro on the highest settings possible? Did you set it so that we have to put our headsets down just so that we don't go deaf before even playing the game? We don't get to adjust it, can we? Can we go to the menu and just adjust the setting specifically for the intro? It's just, you know, a video playing in front of the video game. Why don't we get to, you know, skip it, or at least put the volume to 0? Why don't we get to do that, you know? I can't even imagine what kind of pain console players go through, right? Because up is that there is much less effort put into that. There's not to mention of all the frames, but this is something that will just make a lot of people question their purchase, and they will just probably, you know, switch to a game that is more comfortable for their ears. Because honestly, $70 for something like this, it's unbelievable.